Hello and welcome to Three Questions with. Got my buddy Jim Marshall from Marshall Auto Bodies with us. Hey Jim, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
So Jim, I asked you to join the show today because I want to talk about what happens when we get into a car accident. Because luckily it doesn't happen all the time, and hopefully it doesn't happen too often to anyone. But I find a lot of people just don't know what to do when it happens. So my first question is, do I have a right to choose the auto body company if I do get into an accident?
Yeah, so the right to repair was a big thing that was on the campaigns and legislation a while back, and everybody got a chance to vote on it last year. And that particularly pertained to automotive, but in the automobile industry, for collision repair, you absolutely do have the right. Now, insurance companies have a couple different styles of lists. One's a mandatory list that says if you are a licensed repair facility, you have to go onto that list, and the state forces the insurance companies to put your name on that list. Then they have another list that's called a referral list of recommended facilities. And what that means is sometimes, depending on the insurance company and how they want to work with the shops, they may ask for specific considerations. The reason why they have the list is because you may have never been in an accident. You mentioned earlier, nobody wants to be in one. And the national data is once every 7 years is an accident for consumers. So that's pretty good numbers. But the idea of them being steered, and that's against the law. The insurance company can't steer you in any repair facility to get some sort of a concession, a cheaper price, or any of that. And as a consumer, you can go to any shop you want as long as they're licensed, and then they can negotiate on your behalf. You have to be a licensed appraiser to negotiate a repair process with the insurance company.
That's kind of my next question, Jim, is, you get the quote and it says, it's going to be $1,500. The insurance company is coming back saying, it's only willing to pay $1,000. What happens?
So the legislation says the regs in Massachusetts say that anything under $1,500, they can do an expedited appraisal, which means that nobody physically has to look at it. They can use cameras. That number got raised to $3,000 this year due to COVID. So temporarily, it's a $3,000 threshold. If it's below that, everything can take place with phone systems or digital imaging to take care of, how to assess the damage. Now, every vehicle that goes into a repair facility that is licensed, any additional damages found can go into what they call a supplement, and the body shop would then call the insurance company. They will come back out and review it. So it can be either a parts price increase from when the appraisal was written. Parts might go up from General Motors or Ford or whatever, so they would address a parts price increase, and they would also address any hidden damages. So during the repair process, there's what they call procedural repairs that aren't noted in the software of writing an estimate. So if you write an estimate and you select to replace the fender, the database in the system is going to say it takes, we'll just say 2.5 hours to change it, 2.5 hours to paint it. But it's very, very generic. So in the repair process, thoroughly trained technicians in repair facilities know all the processes that go into it, and they begin to itemize all those other items on the repair, on the estimate given to the insurance company. So it would get down to breaking down the repair process as much as saying, I need to jack up the vehicle to take the tire off, to take out the splash shield, to take the fender off. That's not noted anywhere. So you have to be trained well enough to annotate those on all the estimates.
Interesting. So Jim, I want to close up with a good story. Tell me about the family that you and some of the other business owners helped recently.
So Marshall's Auto Body has been in town for over 50 years, and we're very, very vested in our community. My wife and I are both Rotarians, and we love to help out wherever we can. Our community services us, and we service back as well. We reached out to the faith organization in Billerica, which is a combination of all the other churches, and they get together once a month and they decide to do things in the community. I had gone to visit with them and asked them for a family that may be of need, and they gave me these two grandparents that adopted their granddaughters. They had been through all kinds of stuff, you can imagine, with DCF and the courts trying to get custody, and they finally did. So I reached out to one of our premier insurance companies, Plymouth Rock Assurance, and they donated a van to us, and I was able to go see the van ahead of time in a salvage yard to see if it was worthy of doing it, not going to be too hard to fix, wouldn't be safe. And we got the vehicle donated, and then my staff rebuilt the vehicle. I got parts at a discount, so it helped out a little bit financially. We got a couple other businesses involved. Dan's Automotive next door to me, Schlock Tire in Tewksbury, R&D Exhaust in Billerica, and they all donated either services or products. So I got tires and fuel and mechanical repairs. So the community came together, my staff came together, and we're able to deliver an incredible 2015 Toyota Sienna van to a very needy, or I say a very worthy family, and they were ecstatic. And so small world how it comes out. The oldest granddaughter is a student of my daughter, who's a teacher, Shawshing Tech. So it was a real full circle kind of a situation.
So Jim, how do people learn more? Let's talk about where you're located and the hours, how people can learn more about you.
Sure. It's Marshall's Auto Body Experts at 128 Pond Street in Billerica. It's marshallsautobody.com. Our hours are Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. Anybody, any customer has access. When they call the shop, if they need to speak to me, they can have my cell phone number. We're very, very transparent. We're very, very highly trained in our facility, and we want to disarm the uncomfortable things that are going on with the repair process. We want to fix the customer first and the car second.
I like that. That's strong. Jim, I really appreciate you taking a few minutes to jump on the show. And as always, thanks for being my friend.
Thank you very much. Have a great day. Be safe.